Hello, everybody, welcome. Rosa Sakveskir, hello, everybody, welcome. Rosa Sakveskir. All right. So, okay, guys, so I went to turn on something, got some crystals. And today, of course, is another heavy day, really, because of all the stuff that's happening and the shootings in the shooting in Minnesota, Minneapolis, that killed children and harmed 17 people. And the gunman, of course, was a white supremacist with connections to Russia, okay, or some fandom of Russia, something like that. And then with the protection, like to ask for protection, beautiful ray of light coming on top of my head as I breathe in. I feel my lungs as I breathe out. A greater circle, a greater circle. I step into it. I step into it. I feel protected. I feel connected. I'd like to ask that information come only from the highest sources that create the good and all the good inside us. Okay. All right. All right. So, as far as my personal soap opera, I am, it's okay. I'll give you updates. So, my stepdad now knows because I hadn't told him everything. Uh, and my mother told him, and now he's really furious, which is good, I think. So, he wants to put a cease and desist and among other things. So we're all united, the three of us now, because it's all very transparent. And just to tell you guys, when I think about it, it occurred to us as I tell the story, because I think some of it may be so hard to process. He basically wanted me to declare both of them crazy or incapacitated, and have right, and then use that because I have I just need to finalize the process of getting power of attorney. And then I did not even think of this, that apparently you can't sell things and you can't close bank accounts for that. But that's what he wanted for himself also. Can you believe it? But we caught him. Okay. But that's crazy, right? When we find out how people really are. So, but anyway, thank you so much for your support and nice comments. I haven't replied to all of them. I'm trying to. Okay. But know that I think highly of all of you. And thank you again. And I'm sorry, the stories are crazy. It's so common, it seems like, right? So, anyway, so back here to the collective experience of this moment. So I should put down here so that I'm making notes. So I had posted late last night about a vision that I had, and I talked about uh, this vision of tumult. Okay, so and the vision was that, oh, I'm not trying to just change this color. Well, the vision was that he was telling me, looking into my eyes. I mean, obviously, it wasn't that he's going to tell me in person, but he was just saying, Rosie, don't, it's going to be okay when they finally come here. Everything will turn in our favors, because I had seen the National Guard going there, but then coming with flowers, meaning kind of to signify to me that they were on the side of the American people. I also understood, and this is kind of hard to explain. Sometimes you get visions, but they carry more than the message of the words they see. You just kind of have this thing. I also got the sense of timing, that by the time, meaning time wise, linear time, they get there, the country will have changed in that sense, right? Because I forgot who it was that I saw, that I not that I saw that I was talking to, or as I think it was a comment. I don't remember exactly where this comes from, but someone said it's so interesting. Oh, I think it was one of the comments under the post said something like, of course, the country's energy is really with Kamala, because everybody, not everybody, most people voted for Kamala. He just happened to have stolen the election. So, so that was very interesting, right? Because if this is true, that even though he has stolen the election, taken power artificially, still the energy of the country is not for this. And then we saw, by the way, I was going to comment on the Unfortunately, I misunderstood in Iowa. Did you see that a person is state senate? I thought it was a Senate seat for the whole country. No, it's just a state Senate. But and she they were shocked that she won, but I think she won along the lines of how well Kamala did, right? Because she was prevented from getting her. Oh, by the way, I had the yogurt. That's why it has a little stain here. Hamilton cup. So I got a drink. It was a Diet Pepsi over there. It was $10, but comes with a cup. I like the cup. The cup is good. So anyway, so 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 that was the whole gist of it, of the story. Okay. And it feels now it I gathered a lot of. I was going to show you guys, the information about this guy, how he wrote things in Cyrillic, sort of half English, half Russian. He was obsessed with Russia. He had a FSB, meaning the Russian Secret Service patch. And it's like, I'm sure that they have this. Maybe we should ask and look into this. I feel like this guy is similar to the other ones that did the shootings and even the fake shooting on Trump, that they're somehow brainwashed by Russia. Somehow there's something there. Okay. So what is the truth here? What is up with this guy? That's right. He was on these boards, and there were these people talking to him. I see that the people there he was close to, he was chatting to, and they were intelligence officers, really good at manipulation. They were telling him, you go do this, then this, and da da da. But then, guys, also I saw online, and I almost don't want to show you, because I don't want to like look into this too much, because it's ultimately about the victim. But I saw that the FBI he had posted publicly that he was planning on doing these things, and the FBI did nothing, right? So, and I see that Trump is happy, right? Remember how what they did to the Democratic state Congress, like, right, state senators, I think several died over there, and now they're targeting. That's right. So it's saying that it's saying the FSB, whatever, GRU, they know there's all these uh white supremacist groups, and they know them, and they can kind of, and it's even sometimes it's a lone wolf types, but that they belong to these like chat rooms or whatever. They know the ones where they can find the people that are like radicalized. It's similar, just like the suicide bomber types, where the guys were recruited to do 9/11. You know, it's like those people that were like they can influence through the internet also. Okay, so this is it now. Okay, tell us how is this going to stop? That's right. It's saying that there's a direct networks of Russians influencing these kids with all this radical content. But I have to say, it's not that, in a way, I don't want to blame just Russians, right? It's like there's people in this country that allow this to happen. There's massive, say, massive Russian. They've changed the minds of a lot of people, including people in law enforcement, including people in the government, people in business. So they allow, imagine, guys, imagine if any other country had done this, they'd be like, oh my God, a big outrage. But somehow they're allowed to, right? I've never seen anything like this, right? They have infiltrated and entered, and all these Republicans love them, or whether by coercion or sympathy or whatever, it doesn't matter. The point is that they're committing a crime, right? Many crimes. So, and I see it's really very sad, because Tim Walz is amazing, right? He's really a wonderful person, and it's, yes, they're, but it's saying it's a confluence of a lot of vulnerable people in that area. Vulnerable meaning that are pro those things, and also the great people of Minnesota, which is a wide majority. So it's saying there's something almost like an energetic, I want to say energetic portal there that attracts both the fight. It's like the fight of good and evil is happening there in real time. And children are being sacrificed. It's saying we have to change the laws. It's saying it's a terrorist attacks, right? That's what it is. It's a terrorist attack. So it's very, you know, it's funny. I see John McCain there with Tim Walz. Then I see, okay, I see John McCain moving Tim Walz's head into the to the White House. You're going there next. I think 6 weeks you're going there. That would be mid October. I don't know, guys. You know, time. I don't want to. You know, it is what it is, right? But he's not going to stop us. It's saying, as I see, wow, John McCain comes here, Rosie. The situation is really very dire. It's been built over decades. We have been infiltrated. There are agents of foreign country here already. There was a comment that sounded, I wasn't sure if the account was a troll or not. He'd said something like, is the US going to be attacked by a foreign power? And I replied, it has been attacked by a foreign power. We have a foreign agent as the president, right? So we are under attack already. It's already happening. And I see John McCain, yes. So, Mr. McCain, thank you for coming. How are we going to get rid of this, people? Even if we restore Kamala to the rightful place because they stole her win. How are we going to get rid of this? Take it seriously. Have the balls, and Kamala has the balls to do it. They have to have the balls to go beyond this, beneath the surface, and not back down. Wow. And it's saying, wow, you know, it shows me that freedom, remember the freedom riders, how they were killed. It's saying may even be worse than that, their reaction once the police goes out. Like all the law enforcement is geared towards it, but that's okay. Because what you can't do is let them get away with murder and espionage and treason. He's saying, I didn't spend 10 years in a Vietnamese prison for this. Okay, the Vietnam War, yes. And I see all these veterans behind him. Yes, yes, yes. We went all the way to fight off these wars. And meanwhile, we let these people in. And I see it's interesting, they hate immigrants, right? But there's a lot of illegal immigrants. They're called Russians. I'm sorry. Honestly, they should have a massive review of Russian like immigrants, seriously. Because a lot of them are sus, truly. Okay. Don't you think? I think. So, wow. Wow. Okay. So, guys, I am going to tell you also, I don't want to make this video too long, but I need to make a video about, there was an article that came out today because I'm connecting finally Peter Thiel, Epstein, and Russia. It's now crystallizing. It's so big. I want to talk about it, but not today, not right now. Maybe I might make a video later or tomorrow morning. Okay, but it's just an analysis of an article that is so huge. There's so many implications, but that's for a little bit. Okay, in a little bit, because there's a lot to discuss. So God bless these angels. God bless all the families suffering and all the people in Minneapolis and Minnesota who are targets of this terrorism. That's what it is. And I pray for God for peace and justice, for investigations into this, and for a complete change in this country. Okay, thank you. Okay. All right, so let's go to something, because this is connected with what's coming next. So I thought this was really interesting. This is it's interesting because obviously I speak Portuguese. So the Portugal is part of the EU, right? And he said it in a speech, and I'm going to show you the Portuguese language part of it, because I thought it was what, if you speak the language in which the original was right, you understand it. It's kind of interesting because the way that they translated it was okay. One second, let me just share this. The way it was translated was a little it's way worse even in Portuguese, which I thought it was quite interesting. Okay, let me just all right. Okay, so this is the leader of the USA is an active Russian. Words of Marcelo about Trump. Marcelo is the president. Okay, so the leader of the USA is so this here is if you translate it literally, it says he's an active Russian. And the way this is the literal, right? But the correct translation is he's an active Russian asset, right? Because you have to add the extra. But the way that he said it in Portuguese, it's he calls him a Russian. He doesn't call him a Russian asset. He's an active Russian. That's how he describes him. Um, so that is even more startling. It doesn't make sense. He's saying he's a Russian, like he is with them, and he doesn't make it's. And again, I don't know. Portugal obviously is not a country that has a lot of spies, a lot of spying. There's a lot of Russians, by the way, that went to Portugal because they had it. They had a somewhat open policy towards cryptocurrency, and we know Russians love money laundering, crypto. But but um but this is a big deal. It's a public statement coming from a president of a EU country, right? And this was related to the Ukraine war that he was working. And this is very obvious, right? And he's working to further the interests of the Russian Federation. This is very obvious, right? He's not. Think about it. He's telling the truth, 100%, right? And the truth is that we have an American president who's a Russian. He's an active Russian, right? This is correct what he's saying. I have goosebumps. Wow, wow, guys, I have wow, wow. You know who appeared? My grandmother. I'm crying, but sometimes like I haven't seen her in a long time. And my grandmother's Portuguese. There's a lot of interesting. Brazil, there's a lot of because obviously it was a colony of Portugal, but there was a lot of Portuguese immigration to Brazil as well. So my grandmother was legit Portuguese. She was born in Portugal, I think. Okay, and immigrated too. So she's here. And she's talking to she's saying she's like, "Well, your cheeks look so nice. It's gonna be okay." She's saying, "I'm not crying not because I'm sad, guys, but because it feels real to me." Okay, it's interesting. It's not so unexpected. She's saying, she's hugging me. She says we go through a lot of different things, different. We go through hard things in life. We all do when we are alive, right? When we're living, but so much could change. So much will change. She's saying, but she's very sweet. She's like, oh, it's hard, but it's going to be okay. And she's old and she's like, oh, it's saying, and it's so interesting because now she's speaking to me with a Portuguese accent, which is specific. If you're Brazilian, you would know. And she's saying, you're so beautiful. Oh, now look at you, chin up. It's gonna be okay. Even the man who's trying to harm your mother and your stepdad, it's all gonna be good. It's all for the better. We're getting rid of all the trash things, all the dark things. Wow. And she's showing me this image. Like, remember, guys, I told you about this image of the angels, of the sky opening up and the angels. And she shows me like almost like a blender. If you imagine if you put an image in a blender, everything is like centrifuge. It's like they're working really hard with the centrifugal motion to suck out the darkness. That's right. So even those things, where is it, that are appearing, that are dark, these people trying to fool your parents, and all those bad things. Isn't it? It's saying even your half brother, what an asshole he was too. She's saying, even though that he's my grandson, he was like me. I'm one of her granddaughters, right? He was trash to you, but she's saying that they're doing the sucking off away the trash. Oh wow, I see these people dressed like angels, even like gods, and they have turned on the press this button. This is like a representation of it. We have to decrease the evil. Too much evil. Let's suck it out of there. But this doesn't have control. Say humans will try to we hope for the best, but sometimes they choose the temptation. They choose the lowest, and that's where we are. Sometimes we have to intervene. She's saying, because the humans would have. It's like, yeah, this man, he wants to destroy everything. They love it. the dark spirits, but we're so much bigger and we're increasing. We're getting so much bigger and better. I don't want to repeat his horrible words, but that's just true. And she's saying everything is so. It's just it shows me the huge gift for me coming. October is going to be amazing. She says it's going to be hard. It's going to be intense until you're right. You're right. Tell them about she's okay. I spoke to Corinna earlier today, and I had this conversation. And I had this conversation, and Corinna and I just had this vision of Corinna and I being in this ship, and the thunder because Corinna was having issues with her stomach, and she asked me. It was related to what's going on that it's picking it up, but it shows me that it's like imagine you're in the sea and it's night and you see this thunder, big thunder, but kind of a little bit farther out, and you know that the ship is going exactly in that direction. It is scary, but it's going to be okay. That we are moving towards the moment of thunder, and after the moment of thunder, there's the clearing. And there's this. It also reminds me of this I Ching. It's this Chinese divination thing. I know you're probably familiar with. It's a book, and it's hexagram number 20. No, wait, which one it is? Not 21. 51. It's called the shock, and is the image of thunder doubled. And shock can be something tragic or scary. It's just a surprise, but often it's something that jolts us awake and something like that feeling. So it's the hexagram 51. Shock, thunder. And then after that, then it would jolted awake. And then there's a rainbow. So, but it does tell me that we can't avoid it. We're not that we are over here avoiding it or um that we want to avoid it. But there's it's essentially it is very tense because we are going to get to the point of thunder. Wow. Okay. Okay. So it shows me this image of thunder. And then under it, it's like, oh, like there's a rays like of thunder. And then under the next image is like from under the thunder comes Kamala in her pantsuit and the state an opening stage, like a curtain opening. And as there she comes from this thunder blows open the curtain. And it also tells me now that we understand, Rosie, how much you wanted her to have taken her place then, because that's when she won the election. But a lot had to be cleared out, as hard as it is, because if she had taken her position, they would have done something just absolutely awful. Doesn't matter what it is, but does it make sense? The energy was still out there. It had to be removed before she was going to take power. Not to say that the energy will be removed immediately. Does it make sense? There will still be people that need to go to jail and all that, but that it's in order for the government for a government to be that will be able to accomplish the things she wants to accomplish or we won't want to see accomplished, you will have to clear out those people. And the ones that are the scariest, the ones that are the most disgusting are like this. Oh, interesting, interesting information, interesting information. Okay. Guys, I was like, oh, am I gonna have time to walk today? Because I have a reading in a couple of hours, and I was like, oh, I realized I have more time. I thought I only had 1 hour, but it's good. So I have 2 hours, almost 2 hours, so I have enough time to walk. But anyway, so going back here, so wow, guys, intense, intense. Did you see my grandmother? I haven't seen her, so why? You're so okay. So busy living your life. Yeah, it's interesting. I haven't seen her. Wow, my other grandmother died after I was born. I've seen her. She has come to me in when I had an out of body experience, but not this one grandmother. How interesting. Okay, so she's saying she's quiet. And she's telling me, wow, it's so interesting. I have this steak that I bought a little while back, and I think I'm supposed to cook it today actually. And she says, go. I forgot. And she's like, don't forget to cook the steak because when I was growing up, My grandmother didn't have much. You know, she lived in a like a suburbs of Rio. I mean, but she wasn't like poor by Brazilian standards. Like there was always meat. We always had steak, which was always a consider. Like it's like, oh, we always had steak. And I remember because she used to make. By the way, if you ever go to Portugal, it's so delicious. The steak there, like bifinho, they call it bifinho. I've been to Portugal also, but it's Portuguese is beef. And Rio is like Brazil beef, but they call bifinho. Everything is diminutive with right. They add uh, they made it bifinho, but it's actually pretty big, and it's fried garlic. They fry all this garlic and they put it's delicious. And the smell, what I'm saying is I see her kitchen was always like so much of the smoke was the steak. I also, you know, I'm one of those people who also loves liver. I know most people hate it. I think it's because of my grandmother. She also made liver. I love liver. I know people think it's disgusting, but I think it's because it has a lot of iron. I love iron. Okay, now where were we? It's beautiful, guys. You know, it's interesting. We're never alone, really. Spirit's always with us. So I'm so thank you for my grandmother because it was talk about the Portuguese. That's why I talk about the Portuguese president, and I was also a Portuguese citizen. She said so. Uh, okay, okay, okay. All right. So I'm just now emotional thinking of her. Interesting, no? Guys. So it's always a really wonderful. Thank you guys for watching. It's been a wonderful experience with you guys. Really, like that we're going through this together. You know, what a time to be alive, right? So I'm glad we're not alone. Even though we have never met, I'm gonna meet them one day and we're together. You know, in this. And thank you for sharing your stories too. Okay, so well, that was nice. All right. So okay, now there is. My God, there's so much to talk about, guys. There's so much to talk about. Really. Wow. Now, where do I even start about this Russian submarine? Now, uh, there's a open out now. Okay, there's two things. I forgot to add this. Okay, this is how many things are happening. So, EU and I think it was another one in UK buildings in Ukraine. Okay, I think it's key. So and okay, actually, I'm gonna have to do this. And this is started yesterday. Okay, because it's connected, right? Russia hit EU and UK buildings in Ukraine, and as of August 28th, NATO has expanded their search of the Arctic area near the Norwegian Sea for the Russian attack submarine. So this trash country is at war with us. Okay, I don't know what else. They have an asset in our government. They're hitting the U. I mean, you know, I'm beyond the anger right now, but what are we waiting? I'm sorry, like this could have been ended a long time ago. I'm sorry, sometimes I don't get it. Just go stop them. Okay? Put some order out there in the MFN world. Okay, stop this. Okay, I'm done with this trash. It was just okay. We had to wait until trash president comes along. What the f? What the f? Okay, okay. So now, guys, it's been so interesting. Now you know I start and then okay. Let's see. Let me see if I can get this. And then spirit comes. Okay, so all right. Uh, it's okay. I'm trying to find here. Okay, Helsinki. So it's interesting because most of the newspapers are like, the ambassadors of Russia are summoned to explain what happens. instead of saying straight up, Russia attacks. Let me share this with you. Russia attack. Here it is. Helsinki in Finland. So in Finland, of course, they don't have a problem telling the truth. Okay, which is that Russia is an enemy. Okay, killing and destroying us. Okay, Russia strikes on Kiev, killed 17 and hit EU and UK buildings. Okay, killing at least 70. The attack damaged multiple residential buildings and diplomatic premises, including those of the EU and the British Council. Okay. So, I mean, what else, right? What else do we need? Always. Okay, I think we need. We know what these people are about. I think we do. I think we do. They're the mother effing terrorists. Okay. So, so So what's happening here? Come on. I'm just like, I'm done with it doing nothing. It's not an doing nothing is not an option. Okay, what man up. Okay, you need to man up. Put on the big white pants. Time to put on the big white pants. Okay. Oh my God. Okay, so tell God what's going on. Wow, I see again the angels opening up in the cloud. What are you gonna do? Gonna take out this motherfucker first? Yes, we are. We're giving them cover. We're giving them the courage to attack back. Their spirit saying, okay. So, and then the online was saying, online meaning Twitter or whatever, they were saying the NATO has been quiet. So, what's up with NATO? Are they, because now, okay, so this is separate things, right? So Russia attacks these buildings that happen to be in Kiev, Ukraine, but separate and parallel, right? NATO is searching for this Russian attack submarine that was in their waters. So, what's going on? What is NATO going to do? Wow, I see NATO putting a missile. No, like I see this underground, not underground. I see this like a missile, but comes from two of them. They come in two pairs of two, like under the sea. You don't hear anything, right? You just see this thing in the water moving, and they come in pairs. I don't know why they come in pairs. Okay, and they're loading. What is it? The Russians or us? I see the Russians shot at something. Maybe it was at the cables. And then the NATO is shooting back. They are shooting back. There's a battle right now. Oh my God. Underground and the sea. Oh my God. Guys, remember I saw before that there would be this explosion. And you see this thing, the bubbling of the water. And then something burst. Barents Sea. Barents. Remember there's a Barents. It's called Barents Sea. That's where it is. It's in the Barents Sea. It's telling me this battle is in the Barents Sea, right? Oh my God, I got goosebumps. Barents. It's called Barents Sea. Barents. Okay, so okay, let's see news because it's telling me it's hot right now, and it's saying it's dark right now. Barents submarine. Let's see. Wow. Okay. Okay, guys. Very important. Oh my God. It's been very crazy. Okay. We got something big here. Okay. It's so interesting. Okay. No. Okay. NATO hunts for Russian submarine as U.S. says Gerald Ford sails North Sea. Wow. So, God, I want to hear this. Please just move. Slow. Okay. It's not scrolling. Later. US, UK, and Norwegian forces have mounted a significant anti-submarine upper. So, guys, what Vision is telling me is that it's on. There's a battle underwater right now. Okay. Wow. Okay. Have mounted a significant anti-submarine operation. Okay, hopefully I'll be able to. Okay. 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 US, UK, and Norwegian forces have mounted a significant anti submarine operation in the Norwegian Sea using maritime patrol aircraft to track suspected Russian submarine activity. After aviation enthusiasts. Guys, I have no idea. Oh my God. Really over an experience, the experience I just had. So I was recording, you just saw, right? And then it said, run out of memory. And the internet went down. And that's been very, ever since that happened. And it's been what, like 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Very weird. I do have a, like a network blocker thing. So I don't think it was, oh God. Yeah, there's something off. I can't even open that app. Remember the one that I puts the titles on when I, so I'm just gonna kind of do the this is the very end of the video. So I was talking about, and I'm gonna go back on there. And it's funny, I had, okay, share. All right, let's go. This is, I was on this page and it was really slow. I don't know if you guys remember. And I was talking about this. And I was talking about the what was happening in the Barents Sea, right? That I was seeing this attack, that NATO was attacking. That, well, guys, I'm going back here because it was so crazy this just happened. That there was a showdown with NATO. Yeah, it's happening now, and that it's silence. It's gonna to come out, and I have to tell you. And it was a very intense reading, right? That was interrupted, and I got that also. It's telling me that it started, and it shows me repeatedly Trump getting into trouble because he wants, like, so we know that NATO is attacking the Russian submarine, right? And NATO, including American ships, but that Trump wants this to stop because it's on Russia's side, right? So that's the showdown with Trump. I think it, guys, it's almost as if the showdown could be happening as we speak. God bless us, but almost as if it may. I wonder if it has happened. It has like accelerated, right? Because I still get that, and they're saying yes, that what will take Trump down is his allegiance to Russia, in the sense that he is going to want us to help Russia or prevent attack, like stop attacking Russia or whatever. And I see that again, it may be happening. Like he's maybe trying to stop NATO from stopping the Russian submarines, right? Wow. So, guys, I feel good, but when the internet was down just now, because of all this like intensity, I'm just like, wow, it's crazy. Okay. So stay strong out there, guys. It may be starting earlier than we think. Wow. Okay, so what are the odds, right? I was interrupted in the middle of it. Wow. Okay, so I'm gonna go. I just wanted to add this because it would be really shocking if you're suddenly watching me and then it goes away. I'm gonna add this to the video and then I'm gonna post it. Okay, so thank you for watching. Oof. Have a good night. Stay strong. And if for whatever reason, guys, if it happens that it's those days, that know that I'm well. If for whatever reason the internet goes down right everywhere, for whatever reason, we are well. It's just that it's momentary, and the light is working. The bigger light. What do you mean? But okay, all right. I'm just like a little startled by all of this because I feel the electricity. So, all right, okay, guys, love you. Okay, bye.